everybody, this is Marlon Fantasy 95, and boy, do we have some big breaking news to talk about today. We are going to be having a Transformers cinematic universe. That's right, you heard me correctly. You read that YouTube title correctly. Transformers cinematic universe. They're going the Marvel route, they're going the DC route, they're going the whole Star Wars route, you know, all that type of stuff. This just huge news. So the news actually came yesterday. I was unable to make a video, but I'm going to be talking about it today. Really excited about this. There's going to be, you know, planned sequels, spin-offs, and just all that stuff that, you know, where there's a shared cinematic universe. And it's really cool and exciting. So like I said, the news broke out yesterday. Apparently, I'm probably going to butcher this guy's name. It's Akiva Goldsman. He is an Oscar award-winning screenwriter. He is apparently going to be kind of organizing this whole thing. I guess it's kind of going to be like a writer's room type of deal, and kind of going to be planning this whole thing. Now, he's not going to actually be writing the script from what sources have heard so far, but he's kind of going to be overseeing this whole shared universe, cinematic universe whole process, and, you know, story development and stuff. So the good news about this whole shared universe, going kind of like the Marvel route with, you know, Transformers, is that they're probably going to be having an idea of where they want to move on with the franchise before actually, you know, doing the next film. So they're not going to be doing like what they did with 1 through 4, where they just said, alright, let's just write a story, and then we'll just think about how to connect it to the next one when we do the next one. It was just kind of just do a one-by-one type of thing, even though they were sequels. You know, they should actually, you know, really just have a plan moving forward. But, you know, they didn't do that through the first 4 movies. They just kind of went one at a time. Now, it looks like that's going to be thrown out the door, and they're actually going to start planning. At least that would be the smart idea, and, you know, part of having a cinematic universe is actually planning for the future. So that's what they're going to be doing. It's going to be a Transformers cinematic universe. I'm just going to say that a bunch of times in this video because it's just so cool. Alright, now let's talk about Michael Bay. Michael Bay will be back. Okay? Will he direct? I don't know. But he will be back in some capacity. The article that first broke out with the news yesterday said that this is going to be planned with, you know, Michael Bay and Lorenzo de Bonaventura and Steven Spielberg, and they're all going to be part of this whole thing with Goldsman. And so they're going to be part of this whole ordeal of getting the stories together and, you know, moving on for the future. So like I said, Michael Bay, you know, he not necessarily directing, but he's going to be a part of this to some capacity. Now, could he be directing Transformers 5? I would have to take a guess and say yes. Now, he's going to be doing his movie 13 Hours that's going to be coming out next year, I believe. He's in pre-production with that at the moment. And then, so after that's done, I know one article said that Michael Bay personally said that he wants this whole, you know, pre-production of the Transformers cinematic universe to kind of be completed by the time that he ends up finishing 13 Hours, so they can, you know, push into the next Transformers film fairly quickly after he finishes that movie. So, now will he be in more of a producer role, or just kind of a consultant, or, you know, will he direct is yet to be seen, like I've said. But if I had to take a guess, I'd say he would go ahead and direct Transformers 5, and then, you know, maybe Transformers 6, who knows, but I don't think he would direct any of the spin-offs, which I will be talking about in a second. So, according to these sources, there's going to be what they call a multi-part sequel. Now, I'm not sure if that means that they're actually going to be just connected, more unlike, you know, what 1 through 4 were, where they just did one at a time, like what I explained before, or if they're actually going to kind of do like a part 1, part 2 to go through with, you know, through Transformers 6, if they're going to kind of do like a big thing. Now, multi-part, you know, like the Hunger Games have done that, and, you know, franchises like that, and, you know, the Avengers is going to do the Infinity War Part 1 and 2, so I'm not sure if they actually mean they're going to be going the Part 1, Part 2 route with the Transformers film, which would probably mean they'd be filming the movies back to back or something so they could release them fairly soon after the other. Or they could, like I said, just be, you know, kind of more interconnected, you know, compared to previous films. But just the fact that they say a multi-part sequel makes me think that they're just going to actually call them, like, you know, kind of like a Part 1, Part 2 type of deal. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about the spin-offs. They actually said the word spin-offs. There's going to be spin-off movies. They're not just going to be, you know, the normal Transformers, you know, main story. They're actually kind of going to be branched off. Now, what could they mean by spin-offs? Could they mean human spin-offs? Could they mean, you know, limited Transformer interaction spin-offs? Could they mean purely just different Transformers characters within the universe? And then stuff like that. Could they mean prequels? You know, we don't know. It's just speculation. But just a couple of ideas I thought of. You know, maybe a prequel about the Dinobots or something. You know, because the Dinobots were not explained that well after, you know, they were introduced in Age of Extinction. They were just kind of like, oh, here's the Dinobots, they're knights. You know, something like that. Now, they could go a prequel route if they wanted to do a spin-off with the Dinobots. Or they could even do a spin-off of the Dinobots after Age of Extinction, you know, when they kind of went off into the forest in Hong Kong, and, you know, maybe they have their own type of, you know, ordeal they have to go through, and then maybe after that we end up going to Transformers 5. Who knows? I also thought maybe another prequel idea would be, you know, something to do with Sector 7. Maybe a TV show about Sector 7 and stuff that led up to the first Transformers film. I think that'd be really cool. Now, I'm a big fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought Agent Carter was pretty good, you know, kind of Marvel doing that whole thing and, you know, connecting it to that, you know, movie universe, but yet it being a weekly TV show. I really enjoyed that because you kind of have like a new thing every week. So could that happen with Transformers? Now, if they did it with the Transformers, they really won't be able to incorporate Transformers much into it. It would just be more about the human aspect of the franchise and the whole connected cinematic universe. Because, you know, it's a weekly show and they can't spend, you know, millions and millions of dollars on the CGI for a TV show. But who knows, maybe you can add in maybe like a wheelie or something, maybe he, or not, well, not if it was Sector 7, but maybe if they add in some, like, you know, older Decepticons that they might have captured or something, but that are smaller every once in a while, kind of like a Frenzy type character, they could do that. Maybe a Decepticons spin-off. Maybe like a movie solely focused on the Decepticons. I think that'd be cool. And then they could also go the route of, you know, if they want this whole cinematic universe, they could maybe go the G.I. Joe route or something. But I do think that if they went that route, they would more call it the Hasbro cinematic universe rather than the Transformers cinematic universe. So I think it's going to be more limited to the Transformers, you know, area instead of other Hasbro properties. So I just love the idea of spin-offs. I think that's really cool. Now, since there are spin-offs, could that mean that there are going to be, you know, maybe one movie per year? You know, put out a Transformers film, maybe directed by Michael Bay, and then after that, maybe the next year while working on that at the same time, maybe there's another director that's going to be working on a spin-off film. You know, something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe we get, you know, one Transformers movie a year, even if it was maybe like a human film that was just connected in the same universe. I think that'd be really awesome. It'd kind of make that like 2 to 3 year wait, you know, seem like, you know, less of a wait. So also, I thought, does this maybe leave the room for the older characters to come back from the first 3 films? Maybe could Sam Witwicky come back? Or, you know, Michaela, you know, because, you know, spin-offs are kind of a branch off of the main story. So, you know, I think that leaves the door open for them to, you know, have some involvement back in the franchise. And even maybe Nest, you know, like what happened to Nest after, you know, or before Age of Extinction, kind of have something to do with, maybe they have some type of problem that they're dealing with after Age of Extinction, kind of like, you know, Lennox and Epps and them. that, I just, all these possibilities, and I just can't wait to see what they end up coming up with. Now, last thing I want to talk about is, should they reboot? Now, of course, this is not going to happen from what we've seen so far with, this news coming out, but would a reboot be a good idea? And I think that I'd be 50-50 on that. A reboot would be good because you could start fresh and kind of know what you're doing. You're going to have this cinematic universe, you start from square one and just build. But then you have a very successful franchise in Transformers at the moment. The foreign box office is very good. You got this continuing story. Why not just try and expand upon that story that you already have? And I think that would be a good route to go too. So I wouldn't mind if they ended up rebooting and kind of starting this whole new cinematic universe. But it doesn't bother me that they're going to be continuing after Age of Extinction. At least that's what it seems like, because, I'm a big fan of the Transformers movies, so anything they do to kind of expand on them some more and kind of make them have more of a bigger and wider story, I think that'd be really cool to expand upon that. So I'm really excited about this Transformers cinematic universe. I thought it was just amazing news. I read it and I'm like, wait, this is seriously happening? They're seriously making a cinematic universe for Transformers? I think it's just really cool. And I think anytime a cinematic universe is formed, it does kind of in a way tend to make the movies generally better, because there is a plan set forth for these films. And it just, I just love having a whole universe around movies. I just love that. I love references and shared universes with characters and stuff that happen in one movie that doesn't really have anything to do with another one, but yet they're in the same universe. I just love that whole universe aspect to films. I just think it's really cool how things connect and stuff. It's something that I've always really liked. And I just wish that it happened more with Transformers, because it just, like, there would be things that happen, and I wish, man, I wish they would have explained more in that. I wish they would have, like with Age of Extinction, I wish they would have maybe had like a little bit of a 5-minute scene of where they got Shia LaBeouf to come back and just kind of close out his character. And my big wish, as a lot of you may know, is that the characters from 1 through 3 end up coming back for one grand finale in Transformers 6. Where maybe they face a giant threat or something, have Sam come back and, be with, Cade and Tessa and all of them, and even have Michaela come back, stuff like that. Have Epps and Lennox and just this big giant ensemble of a cast, and then, have, like, Sideswipe come back, with the Transformers characters that seem to vanish. I just would really love to have something like that happen. And I think there is maybe a slight more of a chance now that there's going to be this giant universe. So that's my thoughts on the Transformers Cinematic Universe. Now, I think I'm going to be doing a kind of a discussion with Sam Nicholson, who is a member of Transformer World 2005. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that tonight or sometime soon. I'm not sure yet. We're still kind of discussing that. So I will let you guys know on that, if it's going to be uploaded, maybe part of it on my channel, part of it on his, but I'll keep you guys updated on, what's happening with that. So until next time, I am Marlon from TF5. See you guys.